Drinking buddies, today we're here to review the Whiskey Gypsy, The Alchemist. No, it's not a book. It just looks like a book. But it's possibly the coolest presentation I've ever been delivered a sample of whiskey in. That's just cool. But we got to figure out if it's good. So let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
All right, drinking buddies. So what is The Alchemist, the Whiskey Gypsy, driven by discovery? Well, we know that it is a Eric Church thing. So ancient alchemists were known for combining unexpected elements in attempts to turn them into something greater than the sum of their parts. We could say the same of Eric Church, his music, and his newest whiskey. So celebrity whiskey, that kind of scares me a little bit, but the blend sounds really interesting. So it is 60% 11-year Tennessee, 36% Canadian rye that's been aged in ex-bourbon casks for 18 years. And then it's segmented into thirds and finished for 6 months in either port, Spanish vermouth, or sherry barrels. And then the last 4% of the blend is a 10-year-old 100% Indian single malt. Yeah, so pretty wild blend. MSRP on this bad boy is $199, so it's kind of expensive. It is barrel proof, 114.3 proof. And I thought it would be very fitting to compare it to some heavy hitters in the sourced whiskey game. So I thought Barrel New Year would be a fun one to do because this one's pretty wild. This is 8-year Kentucky, 11-year Wyoming, 5-year New York, 8 and 15-year Tennessee, 5, 6, and 9-year-old Indiana, 5-year Texas, 5-year Ohio, and 5 and 6-year Maryland. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to compare. And then we have the Old Carter. This is batch 11 of the straight American whiskey. This is 134.6 proof. So that one is higher proof and it's only corn and 1% malted barley. So they might stand out. I did pour it blind. I might know which is which. I'm not looking for that though. We're just doing a review today to see if this thing is worth buying because it should be on par with this Old Carter at that $200 price point. And this is about a $100 bottle. So it should be better than the New York, than the Barrel New Year. So I don't know what I'm drinking, but we should be able to say that this is either on par with the Old Carter or better than the Old Carter at that price point. So we'll see how it goes. Well, great nose here. Really, really nice fruity nose on this one. A little dusty too. This is an older gal, I believe. I believe this to be an older gal. Cherry, oaky, brown sugar, bourbon vanilla, little plum, something that's fruity that's not exactly your normal cherry or apple or peach. Yeah, I'd call it plum. Long finish. That drink's like a $200 whiskey. So that's excellent. This is a pretty special nose too. Dare I say I like this even better. On the nose at least. Yeah, this is like caramel, like bruleed sugar, like burned sugar. Little oaky. Sweet tea too, sweet tea vibes. Man, like caramel tea, is that a thing? It should be. That is absolutely delicious. Very, very viscous. Wow. I really dig that. What I think is kind of cool here is I really don't want to bottle guess here. I just want to give straight reviews. And I don't have any inclination to what these first two are, which I really like. I just know they're both really good whiskeys. As I said, very viscous. Caramel comes through on the palate too. There's a nice sweet tea thing here as well. Little peachy. That's really good. That's really good. I don't know if it's just because I just said peach. This is peachy on the nose. This is like peach and dates. Little raisin. And like zero ethanol in whatever's in this glass. Like, I really feel like you could give this glass of whiskey to somebody who doesn't normally smell whiskey and it wouldn't burn their nose hairs. Like, I'm not kidding. There's like no heat here. That's really cool. Also, cracker meal. I'm getting cracker meal on the nose. Not something I say often. Okay, so yeah, like the fruity things I was getting on the nose definitely come through on the palate on this one too. Yeah, the peaches, the dates, the raisins. That one tastes, dare I say, the youngest of the three. Don't mean that as an insult. There's no grains here, but just not much oak presence. Not an insult. That is good. I don't know if I like it as much as the first two, but I do really like it. So I think what we're going to have to do is I'm going to pause. I'm going to go through these again. I'll tell you if I come up with any different tasting notes. I don't want to bore you guys with the same notes I just gave. And when we come back, I'll rank them. Okay, so this guy over here is definitely the fruitiest. And this one has a little bit of the Dickel minerality going on. Not in a bad way, but if you hate that, whatever's in this glass might be something that you want to avoid. Still really good whiskey, and it's not overpowering. I personally think that even if you hate it, you might still like this whiskey because if you hate the Dickel mineral thing, you might still like this whiskey because there's a lot of complexity going on here, and it is super fruity. It is a fruit bomb. So yeah, really good. This one I got the most like rye spice things going on. So this one has the best nose. I think this might have the best mouthfeel, but these two I would say are overall better whiskeys, and this one just wins for me. This is really good. Man, it's just unique and fun and good, and I don't necessarily think that this. I don't think this is the Old Carter, and I'm picking it as my favorite, which I expected to pick the Old Carter. Yeah. It's just got a great oak presence. It's got a great flavor. It's very complex. Every time I go back to it, I'm getting something a little bit more different and unique. This one is great too. This one just delivers great. This guy's like cherries and oak and little tobacco and brown sugar. That's, to be honest, I'm just being honest that I think that's probably the Old Carter. I'm realizing that now. And I got to be transparent about that. This is probably the Old Carter. But I still think I like glass one more. I do. So I am going to go 1, 2, 3. And with a little bit of a gap between these two. These two being really freaking good and this being good. Really good. But these are $200 bottles of whiskey right here. Whatever's here. So I guess we'll find out if I really love barrel craft spirits or if I really love this Alchemist, because I do think the one in the middle is probably the Old Carter. Okay, so third place was the Barrel Craft Spirits 2024 New Year. Second place was the Old Carter. So that means I did, in fact, like the Alchemist more than the Old Carter. I think I need to be buying a bottle of this guy because I think it's got to go in my year-end tournament. if it beat an Old Carter, it's great and it needs to be talked about. So go look for the Alchemist. I get it, $200 is a lot of money for a whiskey, but I generally think that if you're going to have a special occasion pour, you break down $200. You can get about 26 pours out of a bottle if you pour 1 ounce pours. Do the math there. You're not spending that much per pour, as long as you use it as a special occasion bottle. You know, it can't be something you drink every Friday. It just can't. That is too expensive for what it is. But if it's something you have a couple times a year, you have a bad day at work, you want to have a nice pour, you know, it's your birthday, you want to have a nice pour. I think those special occasion bottles are worth that $200 price point, personally. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Every time you guys like the videos, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. Thank you to Eric Church, I guess, or the Alchemist, whoever made this. Thank you for sending it to me. You know, I was transparent about it. I did, you know, when they said they were going to send me stuff, I had no idea what it was going to be because I'd never heard of the company. And I said, just as long as it's okay, I trash it if I don't like it. Yeah, they agreed to that and sent it off to me. I was pretty surprised when I opened the box and there was a book inside. I was not, I didn't order a whiskey book, I don't think. And I opened it up and I'm like, oh, that is freaking clever. So I'm really glad that the whiskey is as good as the, as the packaging and the product presentation. Cheers, drinking buddies. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.
I'm your drinking buddy.